Here we go. Can everyone hear me and see me? I see Elena. Thanks for finding the chat box and saying hello. Hi, Allison. Very nice to have you. Hi, Janelle. I hope I pronounced that correct. You can see me and hear me, Dawn. Thank you. I would love to hear a little bit about you, where you're from, what got you called here, what led you here. Because this event is called Releasing Self-Sabotage, right? And everything happens for a reason. Christine, you're in Sweden. How incredible. It must be late for you. And hi, Elena, you're here from Athens, Greece. That's incredible. And that's so fun because this work does reach all over the world. So very nice to have you on. I'll give just a few minutes for people to find us and get situated, find the chat, register, say hello, and what brings you here today? What your interests are about, what you want to create, what you're going for. And we'll talk about a few rules about how to make the most out of this session, making sure that you guys are chatting to everyone. There's a little toggle that says hosts and panelists or everyone. Just make sure that you're on everyone so we can all chat in our community. And that is lovely. Is anyone here from Meetup? I just want to make sure that everyone got the link okay. If anyone's here from Meetup, I would love to know. Hi, you're from Vancouver, Canada. You found me on Meetup, Dawn. That is wonderful. That means that the link is working there. Great. Great. That is so nice to have the masterclass. And Janalee, is it? So I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it Janelle, perhaps. Let me know how I'm doing. And you're in California. Where in California are you? Ben in Bakersfield from Meetup, right? I think I've seen you here before. And you're in New York. No, Nevada. Hi, Tammy. That's okay. We love having you. Yes, you can have your friend join. Hi, JD. Nice to have you. And yeah, just send them the link. You have the link. I think they have to just register. Okay, I appreciate it. Yes, the second way. And you're in Bakersfield. I appreciate all your comments. So, hey, I appreciate you being on time too. So I want to make the most out of your time. So how it works is I can't see you, you can see me. We communicate through the comments, especially if you type into everyone, because you'll see, hey, we're all in the same boat in so many ways. And I recommend to get the most out of the session that you put aside your phones and that you focus, because the information that I'm going to give you here will already start imprinting in your subconscious mind to start receiving information that's pertinent to the release, the energy work that we're going to be doing. And lastly, I recommend that you might want to have pen and paper ready. Take some notes if you'd like. Some of us may have some aha moments, and notes are nice. And I also recommend having water because, it helps energy release. Any energy work always works well with water. And that is my recommendation. So let's get started. Now, today is for you. If you want more out of life, it conducts well, right, JD? So if you want more out of life, but something's been in the way. If you know there's more, but you're stuck, you're not living to your fullest potential. Also, maybe you're interested in energy work, in awakening, in enlightenment, and you just aren't sure how to access it. You know that it's out there and you just haven't found where to plug in. So if you're any of those and so much more. You're in the right place at the right time. It's the time in the world for us to awaken. Isn't that true? And what if you could get closer to whatever it is you want, that you've wanted, but you're like, well, maybe I have sabotage. Yeah, Elena, so true. And, I want to go over what we'll go over today. And can you guys see this? I don't want to take up the whole board, so I'll just start right here. We'll talk about a little bit about me, who I am, I love I put $ instead of and. You see how I manifest? But there's nothing to sell you today, sorry. And my history. And how sabotage is formed. We'll talk about the 5 steps. I'll teach you the 5 steps to create. Then we'll do the demo of energy release so you can release some of your sabotaging blocks. I apologize for my writing in advance. English is my second language. I never got to do those like really good, like perfection handwriting. And like I said, there's nothing to buy today, but I will offer you, if it's okay, I'll show you my transformational program. So it's called I Am Superconscious Transformational Program. I'll show you how it works. And if you like it, there's a free gift for you at the end. And that free gift is an opportunity to have a free week in my group that you can further go in and release blocks even more during the course of the week. Who would like that? Who would like to release even more sabotage after the session? So how's that sound? Everybody good? So, yeah, wouldn't it be nice to just be able to continue? And so that's my gift to you. And, it's very impactful. So a little about me, let's get started. My name is Galit Rubin. For those of you who don't know me, I'm originally, thank you, from Israel. And I moved to the US as a young teen with my family. I currently live in the resort town of Ojai, California. And, aside from last week's really hot weather, I consider this place paradise. I'm very fortunate. I'm a top coach at a conscious education company in Australia. It's a little $20 million personal development company, spearheaded by Christopher Duncan. I've taken thousands of people through this process that we're going to do today. Before that, I was certified in energy healing modality. It's called Reconnective Healing by Dr. Eric Pearl. And I also founded a successful nonprofit dog rescue that saved 7,000 dogs. So I'm really proud of that. But before that, life wasn't easy for me at all. Before any of this, before seeing you here, I have to say life was not what it is. I grew up in an abusive household. I was often told I wouldn't amount to anything. I was not a good student. I compared myself to my perfect older sister, who was more beautiful. All the boys looked at her. She was a good student. And, I didn't know what I was good at. English was my second language. My parents weren't educated. My dad luckily had Israeli military training, and my mom was a housewife. So there wasn't much inspiration to look up to, nor there wasn't any kind of encouragement or inspiration. And I set out to find myself. After I left home, I just started dabbling in so many things, so many courses, different jobs. I was more comfortable going to school than actually graduating because I was so lost. I tried the hospitality industry, advertising, restaurant industry, even the Hollywood industry. I started a baby clothing company business, and everything I tried, looking back, I was actually becoming successful, but I never stuck with anything to see real success. I felt like, other people could get past certain threshold, but I couldn't. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but it just, the next shiny object just kept calling me because I lost interest somehow. There was some invisible force that blocked me from continuing my journey to success. Whether it was, I remember like in the Hollywood industry, I was set decorating or designing sets. And in Hollywood, I don't know if you guys know, but most projects, they start up and they end. They start up and they end. Commercials, they're just a week long and then they end. TV shows, pilots, all kinds of stuff, films, everything starts and ends really quickly. So you're always out of a job, and then you have to contact people, letting them know that you're free again. And each time I had that, self-doubt that who would want to hire me? Who would want me? I so dreaded it. And each time I got hired. So looking back, it was all in my head. If I just kept going, who knows where I'd be. And most of it was really hard work, but I enjoyed it. I didn't have a hard time working hard. Like, hard work wasn't what I was afraid of, but it seemed like maybe I was afraid of success, or maybe I was afraid of making it too big and then failing because I had more to lose. My neighbor and I even started a baby clothing business, and we designed really cute baby clothes, and we learned the whole process of how to do it. We started selling our clothes all over the country. And I remember like getting a photo from a friend who went to New York, and then she saw a baby in a stroller wearing our outfit, and she sent a picture, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. But guess what? I didn't want to keep going. My neighbor, who was my business partner, said, oh, she needed to pause for some personal reasons. And that gave me the perfect out not to continue. And, there seems to be that same pattern. I don't know if your life, you've noticed that you've had these patterns and you felt like a yo-yo, going for something and then having something stop you, or stuck, maybe searching for the next fix or shiny object, right? And then my life took a strange turn. I started volunteering to save homeless dogs, and I fostered some dogs, and I was hooked. I loved it. And, I'm a good starter. So I started a nonprofit dog rescue. It was very hard, but I loved it. And it grew and it grew. And you know what? Being who I was, I wanted to quit, but I couldn't, because by that time, not only I was president of the board of directors, I had tons of volunteers, I had tons of live dogs. I mean, who do I give my notice to? So the organization actually was very successful and still is. And I knew I was making a positive impact. I was even featured in a Live Happy magazine and LA magazine, one of the LA women. I was featured as an LA woman, and I lived in LA at the time. And it wasn't true. I wasn't happy. I was overworked and overwhelmed, and I felt like there was no way out. And not to mention, I made very little money on that nonprofit salary. So I hope you guys can relate to my story of just feeling stuck. But ironically, my dad introduced me to the law of attraction and energy work. How strange. Obviously, it didn't work for him. He was an abuser. We were, we grew up in an abused household. He abused my mom, my sister, and I. And even though he taught me about law of attraction, and I remember him sitting me down and telling me that nothing is solid, everything vibrates, and teaching me about quantum physics and mechanics. And it didn't work for him. He died in very poor health. My mom finally left him when my sister and I finally left the house. And so how many of you have been trying to practice something like the law of attraction and still not manifesting what you want? Can I have some comments in the chat? How has that worked for you? Have you guys set out to practice, focus, and your reality, the secrets? How are you guys doing? Thanks, Tammy. Yes, it makes sense. We get burned out and not knowing what we want in life. So sorry to hear growing up story. I thank you. I appreciate it. I have put that behind me. I let it, I thank everything that happened in my life to bring me here. And you've tried meditation and hypnosis, so have I, to help you get through. Thanks, Jen. Nice to see you. I lose it, and then it surprises me when I get motivated. I think more that I put too much expectations on things. I really appreciate your stories and your comments. We've all been there, right? So thank you. Thanks for your participation. And I know that that's kind of why we're here. And, you know, with millions of copies sold of the law of attraction and all the personal development world, why don't people have what they want yet? How many of you have taken other personal development programs? I've tried so many therapies, right, to try and overcome my abusive childhood and that I didn't think that I was worthy. And things worked for a little while, and then I would come out all pumped out afterwards, and somehow it all fizzled out. It's like that vacation feeling, you know, when you come back home from vacation, you're like, life is so easy and great. And then you're like, forget everything as soon as, you know, the first thing happens. So yeah, you also get on very well with patience. Oh, you don't? Yeah. You and patience aren't very good friends. Hi, Brina, nice to have you. So you believe in the power of manifestation, but have had a hard time putting into practice. So I'm so glad you're here with big things. It's easy like candy and parking, you know, and unimportant things that we don't hold much value to, right? Thanks for sharing that. That is so true. I have a good friend that says, I don't believe in the law of attraction, but I always get a good parking space, right? So you see that. And you believe more in limitations from my childhood than my own power. I love that comment. That is true, right? Yeah, Allison, I relate to your story of being a great starter, right? Wanting to quit things. And you manifest, and then you set my mind to it, but you can relate to the self-sabotage pattern. We all have had the patterns. We all have patterns. I really appreciate your comments. And so, but we know that there's more, right? We know that there's something more to it. There's more to life. And I was envious of those free spirits who seem to have everything come easy to them. Like when you look on the outside of people's lives, you're like, wow, they're so lucky. You know, maybe they had a happy childhood. Maybe they have loving parents. Maybe they're, you know, because they weren't immigrants like me, they didn't have English to learn as a second language, or maybe they have more opportunities. Maybe it's too late for me. You know, somehow every time I take 2 steps forwards and 1 step back. So, you know, I felt like the victim, you know, walking through life like I'm trudging through peanut butter, right? Yeah, they have the perfect timing, but not me, right, John? I hear you. So until I found this work here that I'm going to show you today based in the law of attraction fundamentals with a formula that we've been missing. And I finally arrived. And that's what I'm going to teach you, the secret sauce that you'll learn today. So I found the magnetic mind method by accident, started by Christopher Duncan. I was working with a sales group calling themselves the quantum field. I tried many different MLMs. I don't know if any of you guys have, because I was looking for something to augment my small nonprofit income. And unsuccessfully, by the way, even though I still 100% believe in the products I was selling, because to this day, I still use them. Everything, I probably reached out to some of you going, this is amazing. I still use them. I believe that they're amazing, but I didn't believe that I could, right? Or I didn't have the correct, the patterns were playing out that I couldn't. So, so I started and I quit, but that quantum field team that called themselves kind of drew me to them. And that's when I was intrigued and I saw this work based in the quantum field, and everything I learned from my dad about energy work sparked my curiosity even more. And guess what? It made such an impact in every area, in my relationships, in my finances, in my overall emotional state. I went from stressed and overwhelmed, broke, like I would wake up every morning and just the day would just come down on me like a huge weights that would remind me that I was so, that life was so hard for me. And yeah, John, 26 years in telecom, you grew up that way too. Yeah. And I love direct sales. If you can clear all the blocks, it's easy. Who would have known where I would have been today? But hey, I'm perfectly happy with the choices I made and what led me to where I was supposed to be now. So the money thing was really cool. As soon as I started doing this work, because my possibility vision it was able to open, I literally doubled my income within 2 months of starting, because I was able to see and think in possibilities that I wasn't able to see before. So I went from that stressed, overwhelmed person to broke person to liberated, confident, empowered. More money showed up in my life. My relationships improved. Everything started to change. So needless to say, I got certified in this work. And soon after my certification, I was approached by Chris Duncan, who was the founder of this work, who is the founder of the $20 million company, Conscious Education Company. He asked me to come and work with him. And I learned how to work with his clients and performed so many sessions on so many people. And I'm still with them today. And I have created, and actually he inspired me to come out and talk to you and spread the word. And that's why we're here. I learned to work with many one-on-ones and groups, and I've influenced thousands of people who received this transformational work from me. And I noticed that no matter where people were, they all had similar core wounds. We all have similar stories that we're trying to overcome. And that's why we're here, right? So have you tried everything under the sun, like me, and still feeling like something's missing, right? And there's a big problem. It's not just us. Yeah, I'm glad you're here now too. Thank you. Now, everywhere you look, people are struggling. They might have a face on the outside, like, magazine publishing me and Live Happy magazine. We might look like a happy picture, but on the inside, most people, I believe, are unhappy, overwhelmed, overworked. They want more, but they don't know how to access it. And everything they try doesn't really get them what they want, the books, the personal development, or at least, keep what they want. Why is that? What's wrong? What's going on? And I'll tell you that I believe the personal development world has had it all wrong. It reinforces that something is broken and needs to be fixed. It reinforces that something's wrong with us. And what is the secret sauce to creation? So we can let go of the blocks and patterns, resistances as we call them, to living a life we love. And I'll cover those in a bit, but let's understand, number 2, how sabotage is formed in the first place, why we can't just have what we want. What's wrong with us? So in a minute, I'm going to ask you to type in what you would love to have. We're going to be using what you want to create here in our energy work. Thank you, Don. Believing that we're already whole is key. You think? I love that. So I want to ask you, because we're going to use this for this session, what would you love to have? Because I want to get clear. If you had a magic wand, what you'd love to have, but actually I want you to wait. I want you to understand what being in true choice is, because true choice is key. At true choice is, what would you love to have simply because you just love to have it, not for others, just for you. It's in your heart, something you really have always wanted, but like maybe haven't dared to have it, or to say it out loud, or to acknowledge it. Or maybe you've been trying to go for it because you really love it, but something's stopping you. So it's not to get away from your current situation. It's just, if there was no circumstances, what would you want? Like, it's already done. Like, don't worry about the process, that it's too long, that it's too hard. I don't know how. Don't even go there. What would you just love to have it? Love just because you want it. So I see some of you are typing in to get from Zen to clear communication. And you're just typing that to me. You might want to switch it to everyone. So we're in the community. So your block is to actually answer this question. Some of us don't know what we want, and that's quite all right. We haven't been allowed to, so we're conditioned not to allow ourselves. So I see some of your comments, like abundance, a company of my own. So a company of my own will give me abundance. What if there wasn't abundance? Would you love a company of your own? Is there something you want specifically? Or do you just want abundance? And why do you want abundance? Keep asking yourself, well, why do I want this? I want more self-confidence. So what would that do for you? I want you to keep asking, well, I want this. What is the end all? What will that do for you? Free of responsibilities. You see, you're trying to get away from something. So I'll teach you how it works. What's going on? What's going on, you guys? This will help you get clear on what you want. Okay. We are here in point A. This is our current reality. Oh, you guys can't see that very well. Current reality. Okay. This is our desired reality. Point B. We believe that when we have something, that the future will be better than now, whether it's money, abundance, healthy body and health, a perfect relationship. Yeah, see, Ben, you're very clear. Be an editor of a publishing consultant for everyone I networks. Do you see? Great job, Ben. You know what you want. You're clear. It's okay if you're not clear, but do you see how it's an end result? Okay, balance in life is a process to get you somewhere. What would that do for you? So you guys will get clear very soon. So we believe that the future is better than the now, right? Isn't that true? It's how we're conditioned. And, society, family, we were told that if we work hard, if you get good grades, if you get a good job, you'll have this. So we always think the future will be better. No, that's wrong. I should use this handy dandy tool called an eraser. We think that the future will be better than the now, right? Isn't that true? So if you're like me and you were born in working class, what did you learn about life? It's about hard work, education. It's not about, you'll have time when you die. Right? It's about reward based. You have to be worthy. You have to resolve something about yourself here to have this. You have to go fix your money problems. Right? And then you can have this. Then you can, right? And why do we all, get it wrong? Because that's what the personal development world is telling us, right? Elena says struggling, scarcity, suffering, then you die. Money does not grow on trees, and you're better seen, not heard. Yeah, this is what we learned. So that's what the personal development world is telling us. We have to go take this course, go to this therapist, listen to this guru, do this meditation, fix yourself. And once you do that, guess what? You can have that. Is that true? Why is that not true? What's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with it? Let me ask you, what about people that already have what you want? The money, whatever. Are they fixing themselves? Let me ask you, did Steve Jobs, who created Apple, one of the most powerful, successful companies in the world, did he set out to go fix himself? He wasn't such a nice guy, was he? Or did he just create the products that changed the world? Did Michael Jackson, who we know had many imperfections, did he set out to go fix himself to become king of pop? No. What about Tiger Woods? Massive success, major struggles. Isn't it true that there's plenty of successful people who have what you want that are clearly imperfect? And, you know, they have what we seek. In my work, we say there are people sitting in mansions who are happy, and there's people sitting in mansions who are sad. So this premise isn't true. You can see it everywhere. There's proof of it. So this is something you might want to write down. Success isn't personal. It's structural. It's not personal. It's structural. All the healing modalities, and don't be a sad mansion dweller. Yeah, so all the healing modalities and therapies, we learn to overcome something. Reiki, healing after healing, focus, and all that aspect, on all the aspects of never being enough. Okay, so what do I mean by not personal? It's structural. So what's a structure? It's two or more parts working together, like a flowing river. Let's say you want to flow towards your end result. That's a flowing structure. Or a maze structure. You get halfway there and you get stuck. Who's been there? Or what about an oscillating structure, like like a pendulum, like you get almost maybe even there or halfway there, and then you lose it. You know, that 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, right? That's an oscillating structure. So you might want the money, you make the money and then you lose it, or you give it away, or you might lose the weight and you have this great body and then somehow you gain it back, right? It's a yo-yo lifestyle. Different new relationship, all exciting, but same patterns. As we say, same shit, different day. So what's the key premise of the law of attraction? Focus creates reality, right? Ask and it is given. Your focus, thoughts become things. Isn't that what we say? Right? So how did we get to this belief that this will be better, this structure, that the future will be better than than now? And since focus creates reality, it creates a pattern that never lets you have it. Think about society. It's problem-based. Politicians, school, parents, we're so conditioned in this manner. It's deeply embedded in our subconscious. And we don't even know that it's happening. So do you see? We have a war on the environment, on global warming. Keep focusing on that global warming. Keep focusing on all that's wrong with your health. Keep focusing on all that's wrong with your wealth, on your bank account that's not enough. Keep focusing on that. Fixing yourself. What's happening? What's going on? What if we realize that there was nothing to fix or resolve and choose a focus that we're already enough. We believe that we're going to be so great here. What if we just instead believe that over here is good enough so we can elevate here, so we can be it. We have to be it before we see it. Does that make sense, everybody? The hippies were right. They were vibing, right? We are vibration. Everything is a vibration. And so when we feel incomplete, it's embedded in the subconscious. And how can we make ourselves feel like it? With so many problems in the world, how can we just pretend to have it? So let's talk about the 3 levels of consciousness. Okay, we have, how's this landing, everybody? Don't tell the cleavers. Is everybody having some aha moments? How are you guys doing? Type in for me how this is landing, if this is making sense so far, you understanding that focus is creating the problems that we're trying to fix ourselves. And I appreciate it. Everyone doing well? Good. So stay with me. This is getting important. And so let's talk about the 3 levels of mind. Super important for you to get this. Okay. I'm so glad you could join me, Sean. Yes. So let's go to the 3 levels of mind. Okay. We have a subconscious mind. Okay. Subconscious. It's formed from the time you're in the womb, age 0 to death. That's your subconscious mind. And everything from about the age of 0 to 7, it's like a sponge, a supercomputer that remembers everything. Its main job is to run the functions of your body. You're not conscious of making your heart beat, are you? It's already happening. Your subconscious is running all the processes of your body, so you don't have to relearn. You learn how to walk when you're a baby. You don't get up in the morning and relearn how to walk. It's embedded, coded in. When you're driving, you learn how to drive, but now mostly your subconscious mind is doing most of the driving. It knows where everything is automatically, right? While you're texting. So it's a primitive mind as well. It's our reptilian mind. It's designed to keep you safe as well. That's its main purpose, to keep you safe. How? How does it keep you safe? Well, it's like a supercomputer that mostly encoded everything you learned how to survive when you were from 0 to 7 years old. And that got coded in. Okay. So if you survived the past, it says, okay, well, that's the way to keep you safe. Now I know how you're safe is that we're just going to repeat everything you've learned, all the patterns from 0 to 7 years old, and we're just going to repeat them in your lifetime because clearly that's our learning and patterns that have kept you safe, right? It doesn't care if you're happy or sad, but survivable trauma, abuse, brokenness, lack, survivable. Does that make sense, everyone? Survive, conscious. Okay. So we have our conscious. Oh my God. How can I spell conscious? Conscious mind. Is this correct, you guys? Brain fart. Do you see this brain fart? Now, did I do it right? I didn't. Do you guys know how many times I say the word conscious every day? Super conscious. You'll see. This is hilarious. I might have to delete that part in the replay. So, okay, so it starts at age 7. We become self-aware till death. Okay, 0, age 7. No. Okay, so the conscious mind, it reasons. It sees things in black and white, right, wrong. It looks out for dangers. It makes decisions. That's why we judge. It's natural. It's like an instinct. So, you know, is this person entering our village from an ally tribe or an enemy tribe, right? It deciphers. It needs to do that. And so even though your subconscious is driving the car, your conscious mind is looking for dangers, right? So the conscious mind seeks pleasure and avoids pain. Seeks pleasure. It wants more satisfaction in life and less pain. Okay. So this seeks happiness, seeks joy, right? But this seeks safety, right? They may not want the same thing, you might realize. So superconscious. Super. Our superconscious mind is so exciting. Superconscious mind, your higher self, your energy being. It's always present throughout all your lifetimes. So this is where the law of attraction comes in. It's all-knowing. Your suggestions, you're always talking to your superconscious. You're always giving it instructions. So when they say ask it, it is given, right? Affirmations, whatever it is, it's always listening, right? However, you're not just sending instructions saying, I want this, I want a parking spot, I want more money, I want whatever. Your subconscious mind is also talking to it, but you're not aware of what it's saying. So if you say affirmations, you want more money, you say, I am rich, I am rich, I am thin, I am thin. But if your subconscious mind, who wants to stay safe, who grew up in scarcity and, you know, ill health or whatever, if it grew up in that and it seeks to stay the same and safe, it's going to be in conflict. And so you don't see rich people walking around their mansions going, I am rich, I am rich. You don't see thin people at the gym and fit people going, I am fit, I am fit. Do you? Because if you know that you're not and you go out saying it, you can't trick your higher self. It's all knowing. It knows you're full of BS, belief system, that is. So if you can imagine, affirmation is another modality that can focus on the wrong structure. We've been doing it all wrong. Don't go and saying affirmations if you're not truly aligned with it. How are we holding up, everyone? Is this getting juicy for you? Anybody having some aha moments? Same with meditations. You know, we can get it. We can go about it in the wrong way and get what we don't want instead. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your comments. I just love everybody's engagement very much. All right. Now, let's talk about, you know, a little bit about the human journey. I'm running out of room. All right. You guys, shall I redo this, Star? Let's redo it. I'm trying to make a nice stuff. Hey, that was pretty good. This is you. You guys are a pure creative spirit in a human body. You entered the body as a baby. Where you learned how to survive. Crying gets me fed. Here you didn't do anything to survive. But once you were born, you had to learn how to survive in your human body. You had to be connected to your family to survive. And in your household, how was it to survive? You had to be a good student to get mom and dad's love. We had to, there's so much, right? We had to learn how it is. We had to belong to our family so they'll want to take care of all our needs. You know, a horse, it's born, it starts standing up. A turtle hatches from an egg and goes to the water and it's on its own. Humans are helpless outside the womb, helpless. We must do everything in our power to get our caretakers to feed us, to care for us, to nurture us, to help us survive. It's our instinct. So we learn to cry, to be fed, to be changed. Okay, but over time, crying doesn't work anymore. We start learning how to belong, how to make mom and dad love us more. We might have to be quiet to get dad's respect and approval. We might have to, learn what being good is or bad, how to get attention. Might be good attention, might be negative attention. Because every household is different. But does that start making sense of how you needed to be in your home in order to get mom and dad's love and approval? Most of us had to be good in some way. We needed to prove that we are worthy of love. These were formed in our subconscious. We probably would have been loved anyway, but it's true. Yes, thanks, Elena. I needed to obey the rules all the time. Yeah, I know I needed to stay out of the way, and I was the peacemaker. So we developed these 6 core wounds of not enough. And they get embedded in the subconscious. Not good enough, not worthy enough, not capable, not perfect enough. And don't belong enough. We don't belong. We must belong to our tribe, right? To survive. We don't belong enough and we're not significant enough. So you might find everybody has one or more of these. You might find that, these people that keep getting more and more certificates on their wall. I'm going back to school to learn more, to get another degree, another this, another that. You never believe that you're good enough. So you can go and you prove that you are. So you get that certificate, but you still don't believe that you are because this is embedded in your subconscious as one of your identities that you're not good enough. So no matter what you do, you'll never be good enough, but you keep going for stuff, right? Not worthy enough. You have to keep do-gooders in the world. You get the money, you must donate it all. You have to prove that you're worthy of love, that you're the people pleaser who is just constantly pleasing to show their worth. We have an identity embedded in that we're not worthy in the subconscious. Remember, it was coded in, from age 0 to, about 7 is when it got coded in. So then you're not capable. Well, as a child, who is capable? A lot of us just develop this wound of like, I need permission. Everybody needs to do it for me. I can't do it alone. It depends on our, how our structure at home is. Or I'm not perfect enough. We just, who are those starters? I write the book, but I never publish it. Or I make that video, I make that blog, I'm going to launch that site. I do this, I do that, but we never actually do it, right? Because it's never perfect enough. We start, we never finish. And Sean says, see not heard. Yeah. And we don't belong enough. Like friendships are so important. We must always be in a relationship to prove that we belong. We must conform to prove that we belong. Judgment of others is super important to us. Perfection is a wound. I see it in my lineage. It's huge. Yeah, I think I'm glad that we're seeing some aha moments of where we are here. I had not worthy and insignificant. I'm not significant. Either we're like disappearing in the wood, behind behind somebody, and or we are really flashy. We must be seen because we don't believe we're significant. So we have to be the loudest person in the room. Oh, we're the quietest person in the room. It can go either way. So who relates to some of these? These are the most common. We're not enough. So we spend our time going. This is the structure that we're in. Most of the world is in this structure right now. So we go towards what we want because we think it's going to be better. But since the subconscious has to keep us safe, what happens? We go here and we're like, well, this doesn't match because we have this identity of not enough. So we can't be this. This isn't safe. It's not survivable. It's unfamiliar to the subconscious, right? It hears these messages and it sets out to resolve itself. Focus creates reality. And so it's in conflict with this. You can never be this because your subconscious will concede as death, because it's here for the survival of your species by keeping you the same in this endless loop of you're not enough. This is what's safe. Repeat the old patterns. So if you were this, it means your death. Literally, it believes that that is your death. That's how the subconscious is wired. So it's wired to keep you the same. So it's going to like make up these excuses. It sends out emotions like, oh, that's not safe, or who's good, fears, doubts. That's your subconscious telling you why you can't have this. It isn't true, but your subconscious runs this show. Okay. And so, what happens is the conscious mind hears these messages, sets out to, hey, I want this, but it's in conflict, right? You want this consciously. It seeks pleasure, avoids pain. Subconscious says, no, that's not safe, right? Do you see what's going on here? What's going on? So the conscious mind hears the messages and sets out to resolve itself. Therefore, your focus creates reality, and we're in that endless oscillating or stuck structure instead of flowing. But luckily, the superconscious isn't judging. It's just taking your direction. Okay, so imagine it's like a ship, okay? So the conscious is the captain, okay? It leads. The subconscious is the crew, and the superconscious is the ship. So the conscious that seeks more satisfaction in life, it wants to go to a vacation island. It tells the crew at 0600 hours, everyone must be prepared to set sail. We're headed south. The crew says, we're tired. We just want to rest. We don't know what's over there. It could be dangerous. It could be unsafe. We can't find our ship's logs. In our ship's logs, there are no trips to the vacation islands, to the Bahamas, to the, whatever. There's only ice and clouds and stormy weather in our log, in the ship's logs. So we can't go. It's unfamiliar. This isn't uncharted waters. We cannot go. And it sends the messages via the emotions of fear and doubt to the captain. The captain is confused. He wants that island vacation. And he's like, well, what will the passengers think? Will they judge him for making a mistake of staying here or going over there? And deep down, he really wants to go. He would love to have it. Great question, Brina. So how do we get off the hamster wheel? Brina is wondering, right? Isn't this how we go through life? And what does the superconscious do? The ship, okay, it says, you want to go? You don't want to go. You want to go? You don't want to go. Which is it? Just tell me, direct me. I'm listening. I'm not judging. I'm just taking instructions. I'm just taking your instructions. I'll do what you tell me. Tell me with your subconscious and your conscious, what do you want? But because we're giving conflicting messages to the ship, it just goes one way and then it goes backwards, and it goes forward and it goes backwards. This is life, you guys. This is life in the hamster wheel. Okay? How is this ringing? How is this ringing, everyone? Remember who you really are. Okay? This is how we get off. Thanks for your comments. Yeah, I'd love to know that you're still with me and this is ringing true. And I know it did for me, but remember, you're a pure creative spirit in a human body. This is who you really are. You're just having a human experience. We think that we're human having a spiritual experience, but it's the other way around, you guys. You're already spirits, and you chose. You create it all with your focus. You chose to come here and now in this lifetime. And it's like we develop this amnesia. So what happens? We become wounded, and then we're in this endless cycle, right? Okay. I'm not even going to try and draw a mouse, but this is us. We're in this endless cycle. Okay. But what happens when we awaken? And remember that, hey, I'm a pure creative spirit in a human body. And I'm here for joy and expansion. Okay. And it's time to awaken to our full potential. Okay. And we know this. We feel it everywhere. We feel the world is shifting, and it's time to awaken. How do we do that? I connect with your higher self with your permission, and I literally release those stuck patterns here that set you on a journey to resolve yourself in a very quick and easy process. We call it Recode. And once we do it, people feel the shift. They feel lighter. They feel more at peace. They remember who they are. They're closer to remembering. We're letting go of that amnesia that made us forget. And I connect through the quantum field, the morphogenic field. So we have, this is you, this is me. And there's a field around you and your family. Okay. There's a field. Each of us have this family, but you know, all humanity. Sorry, there's some work being done under my house. I'm getting a gray water system. So if you hear that, that's just some under house work. Now, we're all connected through this field via an energetic morphogenic field. Now, I tap, because we're connected energetically, I can connect with you set the intention to receive it. And I give some simple commands. You don't have to go into a trance or anything. You just listen passively with your eyes closed. I connect, and then I give the instructions, and you just listen passively and allow it to be released. And this is what we do in my transformational program that you can get a free week access to. We'll do the demo now, and I teach you the formula of how to practice in the group and show up for energy sessions. And you start letting go of that old conditioning, okay? Each week we show up, we do the 5 steps, and here are the 5 steps. We're going to start now. Who's ready? I call it carrot, like a diamond carrot. Why? We choose, number 1. We choose an end result. Guess what? We're pure creative spirit here for human experience. We have choice. We choose what lights us up. And we have to learn how to be in true choice, which you learn in my group. For today, unless you really know how to choose, I almost want to help you create a true choice of of being the predominant creative force in your life, taking back your power and remembering that you are that pure creative spirit here for a human experience. Who wants to let go of that temporary amnesia and remember who you really are? You can choose a life I love, because I know you've done this before. Yes, Frida, I love it. Susie, love it. Tammy, love it. Okay, so what does that mean? I choose to be the predominant creative force in my life. We're going to just choose that today. Love it, Lori. I know that's a favorite. We're going to basically remember, I choose to be the predominant creative force in my life. Think of like a character that you know of, or somebody that you know in your life that kind of has that confidence. They just go for what they love. They're not worried what the world thinks. They just do what they love. They take back their power. That's right. Predominant creative force in your life. What would that feel like if you just went for what you love, did what lights you up? There aren't limitations. That's just who you are, right? That's the creative spirit in a human body, here for joy and expansion. So it would feel amazing. So can you think of someone you know, or a character? Like, I get a lot of people saying Wonder Woman is a great example, or Superman, just a character. It doesn't have, it can be fictional, it could be real. It doesn't matter. You can know them. You don't have to know them, but something that will help you understand, what would it be like to be in their shoes? I would love for you to close your eyes. This is important. The second step is, once we choose, so we chose to be the predominant creative force, or whatever else you're choosing that you know, if you understand true choice, that is. But the second is, we have to align emotionally. If you're not in true choice, you can get this wrong and accidentally choose what you don't want. This is why in my program, you'll learn how to choose. So until you know how to choose, you do the predominant creative force, life I love. We have 4 core choices that we recommend to start with, so you don't have to know in the beginning, but as you learn, you will learn how to choose. It's very important. Tons of people are walking out there choosing from resolving, remember? Now, align, emotionalize. We have to emotionalize how that would feel like. You know that the body, your cells of your body, doesn't know if you're actually having an experience or imagining it. Your body doesn't know. There's studies to prove this. Like, if you emotionalize, you align with the end result of, I choose to be the predominant creative force, and you're like, how would it feel like? Oh, that would feel so good. And you're starting to really imagine it and allow your body to feel it. There's something wonderful happening in your body. Everything from your immune system to all the chemicals in your body are aligning with this vibration and having a shift, health-wise, spirit-wise, and mood-wise, okay? So let's try that. This is very, very important. We're teaching the body to accept this feeling that it's safe. So the subconscious, if you're not used to these emotions, the subconscious, what does it do? It says, that's not safe. Therefore, it's not survivable. That's why you can't have this. You think it's going to feel so good over here? You don't know what this feels like. It's not safe to feel this. So this is why we start training the subconscious how it feels. Okay, so let's do it now. Step 2, everyone. I choose to be the predominant creative force in my life. And even though it might be a little hard to feel, just do the best you can. Open up your heart. The more you do it, the easier it'll get. Just a few seconds of heart center, solar plexus, stepping into confidence, or even remember a time when you felt it in your life, just to refamiliarize this feeling. Take a moment and allow it. The more you guys play out, the more your release will be. So play full out, you guys. This is for you. This is for you. Very cool. How does it feel? What did you notice? And in our group, we have meditations that you can do. They're short. Actually, if you accept the free week within 48 hours, I give you a 10-minute meditation to just feel joy and happy every morning. 10 minutes. I don't believe in this hour-long meditation and all these. That's just not me. Meditations are short here. So under 20 minutes or less. So how are you guys feeling when you connected into that? How did it feel? Yeah, Don says that's why visualization is so powerful. Jen says it's powerful. It's possible. If everything is possible, everything is possible, right? It feels full of light. Then I love it. Also being the hero of my own journey. Beautiful. Beautiful. And so whatever works for you, it's such a personal journey. There's no right or wrong. Okay. It's, if you need tools, they're there. If you can get it, that's wonderful. How's everyone doing? And anyone else that has not popped in the comments, feel free to join us. Feel free to play in here. You're here for joy and expansion, so allow yourself. Okay? You're allowed. Now, step 3 in our journey, we're about to do it. Release. As we call it, Recode, rapid recode. Why do we call it rapid recode? Because it's super fast. There is no faster way to release your blocks. Now, how many years have you had these blocks? Think about it. How many years have you been in this conditioning? Right? So we, new behavioral patterns to start thinking, oh, I need to think differently and I need to stop trying to resolve myself, right? But it's so locked in conditions. And Lena says decades, right? And so we must release the patterns that have been with us forever. Yes, this is the fastest way to do it and the most advanced. It's a shortcut, but you must rinse and repeat. We must do it because we can't just release everything and have you pop out over here, because you know what? You'll be uncomfortable. Do you feel like the person that has it all right now? If you believe that you want to feel this way, but honestly, it's not that comfortable to just snap a finger and just like be this, like you'd be so unfamiliar, and you'd lose your footing. People around you would be like, what's gotten into you? What's wrong with you? Like it's not comfortable to just pop out on the other side. So your superconscious is ever so intelligent. It will release the perfect amount in the perfect order as needed during the session. It will release, but it releases in stages. So you are ready to accept, because this is when you're really, it's a journey to enlightenment is what it is. You can be this person who you want to be as you're taking the journey of releasing what's holding you back. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So transformation can be slow. However, this is the fastest way to do it. So I've seen amazing transformations within 3 months. But usually it takes about a year of just showing up. That's why my group is a subscription. But you release today and like things start happening within your first week. I noticed like my relationships, like suddenly I was like, instead of being triggered and just like shutting down, I spoke up for myself and ever so calmly in a reasonable way when something I needed to say, and normally I would have kind of not said it. And suddenly I was just like so matter of fact, and I was like, who just said that? Was that me? And it just turned out so beautifully for the other person as well. And we were able to engage and resolve things in such a nice, lovely, creative manner. It was amazing. So that literally started happening to me right away. So it's subtle. You don't know what's happening, but you're like, hey, life is a little bit easier. Things are starting to get lighter. So it's great. Now, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do the release. And the emotions that you had Do you notice compared to that what it's like right now? Compared to this aligning, what's it like right now? Is there a difference? Remember, we just closed our eyes and we felt in. But what's the difference? What's it like right now? Let me know. Is it the same? Is it different? Compared to this? Compared to being the predominant creative force in my life? What's it like right now? Are you feeling like that? So I'd love to hear some of your comments so we can move on. So we can move to the expansion. You're giving me a number, Sean, but I need to know, compared to that, how do you feel right now? You're ahead of yourself. Right now, it feels contracted. Thanks, Lori. I'm not feeling anything significantly different, Brina. So being the predominant creative force in your life, were you able to feel there, or were you not able to access this feeling? And if you weren't able to access this feeling, you might feel the same. And that's okay. There's no right or wrong. It's just a message saying I wasn't able to access this feeling. If you were able to access this feeling and notice that here and now is different, Sean says insecure. I feel like I'm the predominant creative force in my life, Don, versus confident. Okay. I felt strong saying it, but not recognizing it feeling different. And thanks for that. That's a great acknowledgement. I can see the light, but feel anxiety. In doubt. Okay. So when we wanted to be the predominant creative force, just being the master of our domain, the captain of our ship, the driver in the driver's seat of our car, right now, there's a fear around feeling that powerful. Thanks for that comment. That's true. I have seen that and I have felt that. And it's so, and your truth, it's no right or wrong. So thanks for your shares. I love more of your shares, but just acknowledge that where you are now, it might be different or you can't access it. But there's no right or wrong. It's just an acknowledgement. So when we release, I'm going to talk to your superconscious aspect with your eyes closed. And after you release, the next step will be to take some sort of action. Usually we say that, like, if you want a new career, more money, a body you love, whatever, when you want whatever it is you're going for, you got to take an action towards it, right? The abundance isn't just going to fall in your lap. You go towards it. You align with that vibration, and it will meet you halfway. But you have to start. You have to start doing something in this new identity from the predominant creative force in your life. Start acting like you are, right? What would that person that has it do? What action would they take, right? So we take action, and we have this accountability program in I Am Superconscious Transformational Program. The accountability, we call it LENS. It's a planning program. You choose your end result. We hold you accountable. We release the blocks that are in your way for taking the action. It is so cool. Yes. So after you release, you take the action, transformation happens. You will start noticing. You transform. Have you guys ever taken like an Advil for a pain, and you're like, oh, I have this pain and I'm going to take an Advil, and then you just go about your day, and then you're just like, wow, I don't have that pain anymore. I don't remember when that pain left, but it's gone. That's when transformation happens. You don't even notice, but your life is starting to unfold in the most unimaginable ways. And you're like, wow, I used to be triggered by this. I used to be scared of that. I used to, be broke. I used to, not think I could do it. All this stuff starts happening. It's so cool. And what do? We rinse and repeat. As we take the action, we're in new unfamiliar territory. So we come back and go, oh, what's in the way? Let's get rid of it. How's that sound? How's that sound? Who wants to do the process? So we're going to do it now. I wanted you to notice that there's a difference between point A and point B, or inaccessible. What do you believe is holding you back? What do you guys think? This is very important for you to participate. So I want you guys to just acknowledge, what story have you been telling yourself? Why can't you just be the predominant creative force? Are you not allowed? Would others judge you? Is it too unfamiliar? Is it scary? What's in the way? That I'm small? Thanks for that comment. Yeah, isn't it amazing, Brina? So cool. This is the best thing I've ever done, and I love to share it with you. It's my favorite thing to share this. When your cup is full, you want to overflow and share it with others. Family issues that I've created on my own. Yeah, we create our reality with our focus, unintentionally, of course. Old wounds, overwhelming. I'm really not sure. I've been seeking the answer to this question. No worries. It becomes more clear. You're at the right place at the right time. Staying small keeps me safe. Yeah. Anyone else that you want to join and just bring up the reasons of what are you afraid of? What do you think your aspects, like, do you have any of those old identities? I'm not worthy to have this. I'm an imposter. That was one of mine. Who am I to have this? Who am I to want this? Who am I to deserve it? I'm not good enough. I'm not capable. Other people are, but not me, right? I'm too insignificant. I don't belong there. Does that make sense? I'm not those people. People will judge me. Don't have the qualifications. I appreciate your inputs. Being an overthinker, fear, it's very common. And see, we're all kind of in the same boat. We kind of have these woundings, society's wounding, family woundings. Even if you had a happy childhood, we compare. We don't even, like, I've had clients who've had such successful parents that they spend their entire lives trying to measure up to their family. So I keep distracting myself from what I should do from fear as well. Yeah, because the subconscious believes it's unsafe. Hey, you guys are perfect as you are. Do you see how your subconscious parts are working perfectly? There's nothing wrong with you, contrary to what the personal development world has been trying to tell you. Your parts are working perfectly. They're working perfectly to protect you. However, as we awaken, we realize that's the old reptilian way of being. It's no longer serving me. So for my highest good, I choose to release what's holding me back to just being a conscious creator, creating what I love. Makes sense? It's ever so intelligent. It doesn't pull learnings like, if I stick my finger in the fire, I'll get burned. It doesn't get rid of those that really are serving your best interest, but they do release those perceptions that are not real. It's just your old perception. Okay. I think what others think, what I think. I'm so wrong. Yeah, the victim orientation sounds sometimes safer than the courage to be the predominant creator. What a great add. Thank you. So we'll do it now. I want everyone to, in your mind, give me permission, because you guys set the intention. Your superconscious is always listening. I choose to be the predominant creative force in my life. I give Galit permission to access my superconscious. So how it works is about 20 minutes. There's no trance. You just sit with your eyes closed and you listen passively. I start giving your superconscious, I talk to it like a person. I say, superconscious this, superconscious that. I start telling it what to release our old, trauma from our family ancestors, events that we don't even remember when we were in the womb, or when we were 2 years old, or when in our past lives, whatever. And, our emotions that were stuck, that maybe something happened and we got coded in all these fears that don't make sense. Maybe we stood up in front of class and we got ridiculed, and now we're afraid of public speaking because we're afraid of judgments, but we don't really remember. So all these weird things that we coded in that are locked in there, and we run and repeat those patterns of like money structures and not enoughness. Thanks for the permission. It's not, I love that, Jen. There's no truth, there's just perception. Thank you. So how it feels, you might feel nothing. You might yawn. You might feel some energy release. I even tap into your chakras, an energy field. You might get emotional. You might get some weird thoughts from like, oh my God, I haven't thought of that since I was in junior high. Why did I just think of that? Just, there's no wrong or right. You just listen passively and just let it flow. That's all you do. So who's ready? Now I give Galit permission to access my superconscious. We're going to close eyes. And we're going to remember what we're choosing, being the predominant creative force in my life, and think of what that would be, that confidence, the captain of your ship, in the driver's seat of your car, creating life instead of reacting to it, creating what you love, following your passion, in confidence, in joy. Does that make sense, everyone? What that means? Love that. Just loving life. Because I choose to love it. I choose to feel good. I am allowed because I am that pure creative spirit in a human body. Superconscious, are we all connected? Everyone here and everyone in replay, the replays work. So if you show up in any of my sessions in my group and they've already passed, they still work. Superconscious, all as every aspect seek treatment today for the highest good. Do you see this choice of being the predominant creative force in my life for everyone here? In replay, do you see all aspects? Do they all understand joining treatment is for the highest good, for more satisfaction in life and less pain? Do all aspects want to join the treatment for their highest good? And superconscious, do you see all the resistances holding us back from having it? Bring up everything known and unknown from the active and inactive experience to this treatment for the highest good, and create the perfect treatment plan from all timelines and all priorities. Do a massive change history and everything that's needed. Thank you. So what's happening now is like you're in that flowing structure of river of desire. You know your end result is the predominant creative force, or whatever it is you're choosing. However, if there have been some boulders that are restricting your flow in the way, your superconscious is dissolving those boulders so they disintegrate to the bottom of your river of desire. They just change structure into a flowing structure with ease. Superconscious, do you see and understand this metaphor? Please treat accordingly all the priorities. You guys are doing great. I feel your sabotaging blocks being released. Superconscious, let's see what priorities need to be released. Please treat beliefs and rules about others, self, and the world not being allowed, too powerful, not powerful enough. Treat old structures, treat old focuses on trying to resolve. Do a massive change history and everything that's needed. Thank you. Please treat all limitations, money beliefs, money structures as needed. Thank you. Superconscious, let's treat all the part personalities and identities and resistance, including the inner child, the protector controller, the inner critic, the people pleaser, the wounded, the victim. the enabler, the fixer, the incapable, the judging, the judged. Create a perfect treatment plan for all part personalities and subpersonalities in resistance. Thank you. Please ensure that all aspects are integrated as they all want the same end result for the more satisfaction and less pain. Please allow any treatment that for those identities in conflict. Thank you. Please treat definitions about self, others, and the world. Thank you. And the broken agreements and promises. Please treat those. Thank you. You guys are doing great. Releasing what's in the way. Please treat patterns. Thank you. I'd like to treat the emotions, any emotions based in fear, lack, judgment, safety, do a massive change history, and everything that's needed regarding emotions causing resistance, including suppressed emotions, repressed emotions, emotions based in, what is this? Resentment, forgiveness, grief, anger. Please treat. Thank you. Creating a perfect treatment plan for all the emotions to integrate for perfect emotional intelligence, treating all the resistance to having that. Thank you. Superconscious, I want to treat the sabotaging emotions. Find, tag, and treat all sabotaging emotions. Thank you. Good. I want to treat all the family history in resistance, family patterns, family history from all timelines in the perfect way, in order, entanglements, rules, DNA. Create the perfect family treatment. Thank you. That is causing resistance and holding us back from being allowed to step into the predominant creative force that we are. Thank you. Please treat triggers and any fight or flight response triggers. Thank you. And Superconscious, please treat the original event causing resistance. Thank you, from any timeline. Releasing the trauma, keeping the wisdom. Releasing the triggers, keeping the wisdom. Any belief or rule from this original event that was created in a form of resistance. And tagging and treating all events from all timelines necessary, causing resistance to this choice in the perfect order and way. Thank you. Please treat any preconditions to this choice. Thank you. And we are going to also treat with a tone or sound frequency. You may hear it, you may not. Superconscious is applying the proper vibration needed for this choice, element, essence, tone, light, color, whatever is needed, please apply to assist with release and support this choice. Thank you. You guys are doing very well. I feel all the releasing, letting go. Those boulders are disintegrating. You are flowing with ease. You are becoming more and more the predominant creative force in your life. You are becoming it. Let's treat all body systems and energy systems, starting with the auric field of the body. Superconscious, do what is needed to connect, restore, expand as needed. Following through with the chakra systems. Let's start with these upper chakras. The heart chakra, expand, restore, release, detoxify as needed. Treating the throat chakra, especially allowing us to step into our authenticity, speaking our truth. Please treat the throat chakra as needed, expanding, restoring, releasing, detoxifying anything stuck in the throat chakra. Thank you. Including treating the crown chakra. Thank you. And all the chakra system, just align, restore balance to it as you're treating. More chakras as well, they're good. Clearing those. And the meridian lines and channels, if there's any blocks in the meridian lines, channels, all our body's energy systems, do a massive change history and everything that's needed, along with their related body parts. Please treat the parts and organs. Thank you. As needed. You guys are doing amazing. Okay. More is being released as Superconscious is connecting mind, body, spirit, and aligning, restoring balance, chemical balance, pH balance. Please treat all systems down to the cellular level, grounding, restoring, aligning. Wonderful. And I want you to feel back into this choice. Remember what we chose. I choose, with your eyes closed, I choose to be the predominant creative force in my life. Expand your heart and step into this you that is the predominant creative force. Superconscious, do you see our own alignment with this choice? Can you treat any resistance to having it now, being allowed, capable, worthy of it? You are it now, not waiting for any permission to have it. The only permission is from your higher self. It's your birthright. Treat any resistance to being aligned with this choice. Thank you. And please retreat everything we have touched on today up until this point. Another complete sweep and do a massive change history as needed on all the priorities one more time. Thank you. Receiving it more and more, disintegrating those boulders more and more, as much as humanly possible for the highest good today. Thank you. Treating all the beliefs, the rules, the part-time personalities, the events, the emotions, the family history, the definitions, the preconditions, the secondary intentions, the body systems, all timelines, all patterns. Keep treating as needed. Thank you. Breathing in and expanding into this new identity. Superconscious, do you see any more resistance to it? To being this now, that it's safe and allowed. Reconnecting us back to who we truly are, the pure creative spirit in a human body, stepping into our fullest potential in our power. If there's any more resistance, please continue treating for as long as needed, releasing, detoxifying, forgiving, transforming, and allowing us to step into this new identity, ground and anchor the new identity back into the matrix of the universe and bind it, including everything we've covered today, all memories, timelines, events, emotions, and all priorities. Thank you. I'm going to take some deep breaths before we come back. You guys are doing incredibly amazing. And when you're ready, I feel like you guys are still processing a little bit, so don't come back until you're ready. It's okay. You can keep your eyes closed. If you feel like you're ready to open your eyes, you may do so. And you can let me know how that felt for you and how you know that you are closer to your end result. Usually we do a measurement number. I didn't do it this time, but you might feel closer to this than ever. You might feel, compared to before, how do you feel now? You felt restricted, perhaps. Perhaps you didn't even know how this feels. If I ask you to choose to be the predominant creative force in your life, open up your heart center and just step into that confidence of being that conscious creator that you are. What is the difference? What do you notice? You're welcome. Oh, you feel like a cloud hanging over your head has been lifted. Clarity. That is a great description of how we can feel. There's no right or wrong how you're supposed to feel. You're having your experience. Sometimes our first experience can be a little confusing. We're not sure what's going on, but do we feel closer? Do we feel lighter? Do we feel calmer? It's easier now. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. In one session, do you see what can happen? I feel like a confident gymnast. That is so fun. And so, and I appreciate your comments. Please type in your experience. There's no wrong or right, even if you didn't have a shift. Maybe I'm just turning on this fan. Maybe you had a little shift. There's no wrong or right. Maybe you feel a little bit closer. But in one time, can you see what can happen? I just held space for everyone. Thanks, JD. I know JD's also a coach. You learn very much from me. Thank you. Yes, I know you've been in a lot of my sessions, and it's always fun to have you. And you're sure your superconscious thanks me as well. More calmer than before, Christine. Thank you. You're just typing into me, but no worries. I love that, and I love you, JD. Thanks for holding space. And so I hope that you comment. I would love to show you more calmer than before. Yeah, I really want to show you. Wow, Brina, I love that. It sure feels like it's getting real for me. Before, it wasn't even accessible. Now you see the possibility. boom, one session. What if you could continue transforming in the course of this whole week? What more would you release? What's possible? So can I show you the Superconscious Transformational Program of what you can have access to this week? I feel deeper in my power from this knowing and trusting that I'm the one who's driving my ship. I could definitely feel this working on a deep level. I'm feeling very peaceful. Love that. Love that. No one else is driving a ship. That's right, Don. So what I want to do is I am going to just share a little bit of my screen so you can see. I'm going to share a link, and let me share my screen of how you're going to access your free week. Can everyone see this? My screen here. Let me know if you can see it. You're going to create a login. Regaining my poise. That's beautiful. So you're going to get a login. You're going to actually, your page will look like this. And I already have a login. You're going to get a registration, register. You're going to create a put in your email. You're going to create a password. You're going to sign in and create a login. Stop at LastPass. Hey, look at that. Who's me? You're in here. So this is what it's going to look like. You are twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, US time, Pacific time. I do 2 live sessions. Remember, the replays work. You don't have to join live. You can show up and shift, replay, but you can just click on these and you can add them to your schedule. Look at this is today. But what you're going to know, first of all, you get a free, thank you. Yeah, and this is thanks to Michelle who created this, and you can join the Zooms. However, what I want to show you is what you will get here in this program. And this is a lot of content. Remember how we didn't know what is a true choice? You're going to learn. Look there's endless lessons for you here to learn how to be a conscious creator, how to stop reacting to life, start creating your life, true versus ineffective choices, how to do our lens program, the aligning, the program I told you, how to journal, how to set your goals and how to get to them. And that is very important lessons. You are going to learn how, there's so many lessons, how to anchor. There's NLP techniques here. There are how to be it and keep it, how to create your new identity, all these lessons and processes that you can do. Okay, how to shift, how to release your family patterns and entanglements, how to create a morning ritual, how to become your new identity, how to get released and become, how to let go of your victim identity, how to manage your time, how to get rid of your negative beliefs, how to deal with others and relationships. I mean, it's endless. And you guys, remember I told you the replays work. There's meditations that you can do every morning under 20 minutes each. And remember, I said replay library, all your replays. Fear of success. Who has family constellations? Creating in a time of crisis. Who believes that the world has gone mad and it takes you out of your element, right? 5 steps to create. What about how to, let go of our ego? How to overcome procrastination? How to let go, how to love your inner child? How to focus, how to be in a life you love. Oh my God, I can't even. Money, there's money one. Well, there's lots of money stuff here. Fear of failure. Who's, right? Who sees the value here of all that's possible? Okay. And another thing I want to show you is how to access the Facebook community, because who wants to be in a community with like-minded people? Yeah, thank you. There's a huge amount of resources here for you. And so I want to show you the Facebook page that you're going to join. Okay. Now, I share my screen again. And not everybody likes Facebook. That's okay. You don't have to, because everything is already there for you in that online. And I'm sorry, this looks a little different for you than me, because I get this weird extra stuff. But this is what the group looks like. You guys, every day you can tune in and there's a message from you, from your superconscious self that you need to see. Okay? You need to see a welcome. You need to see the lessons that I do live. They go up here too, not just the platform. Do you see how every day there's a message for you to align with you? Okay. Now this is reminders. Okay. Our events are posted here. Keep going. Okay. Lots of bonus sessions. So again, more value. And I have something else for you. Okay, so you know how the subconscious likes to sabotage because it doesn't like change. It doesn't want you to pop up over here. It's dangerous. As you start releasing, it's great. It's easier and easier. But in the beginning, it talks you out of it. And then why do you sign up for things and then not do them or quit? It's the subconscious mind. It wants to keep you the same. So what I do to encourage you to take action and to actually show up, if you join, I'm going to give you that link. Sorry, I haven't given you the link yet. I know. And I appreciate your time. So let me do that. I'm going to give you that link. Here's how to access more blocks. If you sign up within the first 48 hours, because if you don't take action and you wait, that's when the subconscious wins. In the comment line, in that chat box, in the chat, I put in a link. Can everybody see that link? This is how you access the free week. Take the action immediately before your subconscious talks you out of it. And as a reward, I'm going to give you a 10-minute meditation that you can just start tuning in for joy and happiness every day. I mean, there's other meditations in the program, but this is just 10 minutes. Realign yourself with joy and happiness just because you made a choice for joy and happiness. So everyone grab that, everyone. So if there's any takeaway today, whether you join or not, right? I hope you got to understand that there's nothing wrong with you. It's just your subconscious working perfectly. And now you know that. Now you know. And you have choice. Another learning. You have choice. And it's not real. It's the perception, right? And you can choose. Thanks, Brina, you signed up. So you can choose to react to life or to create life. Which side of world events and shifts that are happening right now would you like to be on? On everything happening to you or you happening on your life? Where would you like to be, in that victim world, or just show up as the conscious creator that you are and remember who you are? So you're a spirit in a human body here for joy and expansion. You just forgot. Okay. Yeah, you create your life, not react to life. That's what being the predominant creative force is, and what we did today. So if you let this need to resolve yourself go and focus on what you love, being aligned with being it so you can see it. Just because we have the subconscious throwing curveballs trying to keep us the same, we can get stuck in the muck, right? But how many years have we been conditioning to being oriented there? So just know it's just seeking the familiar, but it isn't real. It's just your subconscious wounding. So think about how life would be different to release. If you could just release the old programming, you can do it in the fastest way possible in my program, in the I Am Superconscious Transformational Program, by just repeating, showing up, repeating. How would life be if you showed up? And how would life be if you didn't? Think about that. What would be different and what would be the same? You know, I didn't even have a free week offered to me. I dived in with both feet. I'm in my nonprofit salary and I still did it, you know? So it's very attainable, but I just want to, you know, it's my gift to you. I just know that this works and the world needs this right now. So I really appreciate you being here, and sharing the space with me, sharing the superconscious transformation with me, and becoming I Am Superconscious, becoming superconscious. You are already, you just forgot, okay? So there's so much waiting for you. I will see you there. Ask to join this Facebook group. From that link will also give you an opportunity. There'll be another button to join the Facebook group. Join me. I'll let you in, and let's get started on remembering who you really are. Love you all. Thank you for your time. I can't wait to see you. If there's any questions, are there any questions, by the way, before I end? I appreciate your time. We went a little over, so if you want to stay and ask questions, I have a few more minutes. And if not, we'll see you in the field, as we say. Love you all. Let me just make sure there aren't any, because I'm not seeing the, here we go. No question. Bye, everyone.